That's over now! They stole it from me, Carmine! They took it! That was today! Today!
Okay, so, The Boys is over. 5 seasons, years of buildup, an entire fan base emotionally preparing for the most chaotic superhero finale ever made. And somehow, the ending still felt like watching a group project collapse in real time. Like, genuinely, how do you spend 5 years building toward scorched earth, blood and bone, apocalypse-level final battle, and end up with what is essentially a slightly damaged office building and Homelander getting jumped like he forgot to pay rent? People online are calling this, the worst finale ever, a betrayal, Season 8 Game of Thrones with lasers. And honestly, I don't even think the finale failed accidentally. I think this is just the first time the boys stopped hiding what it actually was. And once you notice it, the entire show starts looking different retroactively.
Oh no.
Because, yeah, the plot holes are real. Soldier Boy? Absolutely wasted. V1? Might as well have been an Amazon Prime delivery that got lost in transit.
So I'm finding the V1. It's out there.
Oh,
I know it.
how many people do you want?
Everyone. It's all we do from now on. Also, I want our entire pharma division working on literally nothing but recreating the V1 formula.
Vought destroyed the original formula. That could take years.
Skip animal testing. We have camps full of criminals. Just start using them. This is wonderful.
Sage's master plan? Brother, what master plan? The psychic subplot? Vanished into the shadow realm. Starlighters getting put into camps? Apparently society just collectively forgot to react to that. And don't even get me started on Frenchie dying purely so Kimiko could unlock her DLC ability tree and suddenly become Homelander's sleep paralysis demon. Like, I'm sorry, if Kimiko was just going to inherit Soldier Boy's powers anyway, why is Soldier Boy even here? You're telling me Jensen Ackles got thawed out of the ice chamber just to stand around looking cool and then immediately get put back into cryogenic storage like leftover chicken? Actual criminal behavior from the writers. And that's what makes the finale so frustrating, because up until Season 4, the show genuinely felt like it was building towards something huge. Homelander becoming a god-complex fascist cult leader, Butcher slowly dying, Ryan becoming the emotional center of the entire conflict, Soldier Boy returning, the government collapsing, Supes versus humanity, Vought spiraling out of control. The show kept escalating. Every season got bigger, more violent, more unstable. So naturally everyone assumed, okay, cool, the finale is going to be absolute chaos. Instead we got whatever this was. And the weirdest part is, the finale somehow feels scared of its own setup. Homelander spends an entire season talking like he's about to become the second coming of superpowered Hitler, and then his final confrontation feels weirdly small. Scorched Earth turned into moderate property damage and HR violations. Even the emotional moments feel weirdly hollow. Frenchie dies and the show barely sits with it. Ryan's arc just kind of exists. The deep and noir subplot goes nowhere. Sage basically disappears after being hyped like she was playing 4D chess with the entire planet. The show keeps introducing massive ideas and then immediately backing away from them before they can emotionally land. And after a while, you start noticing something uncomfortable. The Boys physically cannot stop undercutting itself, because that's the actual issue here. Not just bad writing, not just rushed pacing. The real problem is that The Boys spent 5 seasons training itself to avoid sincerity. Every emotional moment gets interrupted by a gore joke, somebody exploding, somebody getting milked, or the Deep saying something so insane your brain factory resets for 10 seconds. The show is constantly hiding behind irony, and for a while, that worked, because seasons 1 and 2 are genuinely fantastic TV. The satire was fresh. Homelander was terrifying. The political commentary actually had teeth. The shock humor felt unpredictable instead of contractual. But eventually, a story has to stop dodging, especially during an ending, because endings require sincerity. You cannot finish a story while emotionally hovering above it like a sarcastic ghost. At some point, the show has to fully commit to the tragedy, the emotional payoff, the consequences, the final confrontation. And The Boys genuinely does not know how to do that anymore. The second the finale gets close to emotional commitment, it panics. Soldier Boy? Removed before the show has to commit to the showdown. The fascist Homelander plotline? Interrupted halfway through before the show has to actually say anything definitive. Butcher versus Homelander? Surprisingly restrained considering the show spent years acting like this was going to be the apocalypse. Everything keeps swerving away from sincerity at the last possible second, like the show physically cannot make eye contact with its own emotions for more than 30 seconds. And honestly, there's a name for this: irony armor. When irony stops being humor and starts becoming emotional protection. That's what happened to The Boys. The show became so addicted to sarcasm, satire, and self-awareness that it lost the ability to emotionally commit to anything sincere. And the finale exposes that hard. Because the second the story finally needed genuine emotional payoff, there was nothing underneath the irony to support it anymore. The finale didn't ruin the show. The finale revealed the show. That's why people are reacting this emotionally online. Because deep down, people weren't just waiting for spectacle. They were waiting for the story to finally mean something. And instead, the show kept doing bits right up until the credits rolled. And honestly, that's why this ending feels so weirdly empty. Not because nothing happened. A lot happened. People died. Homelander died. Vought keeps going. The world changed. But emotionally, the show never landed. Because landing would require vulnerability. And The Boys would rather make one last sarcastic joke than risk being emotionally honest for 5 uninterrupted minutes. Which honestly feels weirdly symbolic of modern writing in general. Everything's irony now. Everything's layered in memes and self-awareness. Nobody wants to fully mean what they're saying anymore. And eventually, that emotional distance catches up to the story.
There's an old man sitting next to me.
Shock and awe,
To his tonic
our son.